need to do a little bit more work to make that happen. And if you're using at home, if you have After Effects, you can use After Effects or Premiere or the Adobe Media Encoder to do this process. But if you don't have any of those tools at home and you want to do this, then I put up a link on Blackboard for free compression software. So if you go on and take a look at the thread for free compression software, I have a link directly to the software that you can download and it will look something like this. So you'll have a window with this tool. It's a open source free tool. Works pretty well. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and set it to output a QuickTime movie. H.264 is good. The video size, it's going to depend on what you kind of rendered it out as. And for our clips, we want to have no change between the video that we're using and the output source. So we'll want to make sure that there's no change. And then in the frames per second, 29.97 is fine. The bit rate, we can actually probably lower the bit rate because for these previews, there's not a whole lot of detail that we need to worry about in these. If we were doing a rendered out movie and you were converting something else, then maybe we'd choose a higher setting, but we want some pretty decent compression. If we go ahead and into the profile, if we just choose main, make sure main is our base setting, that should be fine. You might need to use a higher level if you're increasing the size of the video. If it's 720 or higher, you might need to use a 3.1 or 4.1 setting for a higher level of video, higher resolution video. Audio, these previews don't have audio, so we can disable the audio. We don't need audio on this. And then we can just drag and drop a file. So if I have my teapot piece here, I can just sort of drag and drop, and then the video will be in there. I've already dragged and dropped it in there, so I'll just make sure that that stream is active right in there. So the top one is active, this one right there. And then click on encode, and then it'll go through a process and it'll encode the file, and you'll just want to double check when you've done this. Yep, I want to close. Is you'll end up with a movie file in here, and typically it might have .avi.movie. I just to be safe, it's best to remove the extra dot extension in there. I think I have it open, that's why it's giving me a problem, so I'll just make sure it's not open. I can rename it. Okay, so now it's a .mov file. And you'll notice it went from being 123 kilobytes to being just 49 kilobytes. And this is kind of what we're after. We want to try to, keep the quality, so it's still readable, usable, but keep it down. Blackboard doesn't like any video files over 10 megabytes, so we want to be really careful about that.